Community-supported agriculture seems like a great idea, isn't it? But how do you organize things to make it happen? This tutorial video contains some of the experience acquired all around the world on legal aspects and implications. To begin with, make sure that everyone understands your CSA vision. Agree on your common objectives, values, criteria for farming methods, and your internal procedures. Decide who does what and how, and try to put all this on paper. This will be your charter, the declaration of your action, as well as the foundation of your new community. The more participatory and horizontally your CSA works, the stronger it gets. CSA is a food system that relies more on character than it does on legal, bureaucratic, or commercial procedures. CSA universe is very diverse. There can be either formal or informal CSAs. Informal models are easier to work for smaller groups or around a single food producer, or among groups that already have a background in self-management or choose to work outside the system. In this case, the charter can either correspond to a local legal system as a binding civil law agreement, or it can simply be an internal text guaranteed by trust and participatory practices. Solidarity economy networks, civil society initiatives, or other collective actions could create a CSA and run it within their existing framework. In many cases, it is useful for a CSA to be registered as a legal entity, for example, a social enterprise, a community interest company, a limited company, or a cooperative. There is not a single legal structure that fits all CSAs. Laws vary from country to country. It's useful to consult a local lawyer or a group member with legal expertise. In any case, members of the CSA should decide if a contract is needed. In an informal CSA, a simple contract could be signed directly between each eater with each producer. In this case, the CSA only works as a relationship ground with no monetary involvement. In officially registered CSAs, there could be various forms of legal binding according to their institutional status. Membership acquisition could include all legal issues for everyone, or all members could sign contracts with the legal structure of their CSA. The eaters will commit to receiving a share of products and paying the agreed amount. The farmer will commit to producing some shares according to the agreed upon standards and will be paid accordingly. Sometimes the farmers are employed by the CSA, and in that case they will have an employment contract. Let's talk about the contract. Decide how to deal with personal data and check with GDPR regulations. The contract should bind parties on what will be produced, how often and when food shares will be delivered, the amount agreed, as well as how and when payments will take place, the duration of the contract, for example, a season, a full year, or until people resign. There should also be an agreement on production methods and how agreed quality standards will be assured and checked upon. If eaters are expected to offer work in the farm for their share, this should also be arranged. Include payment details if you use a bank account, or state otherwise how payments are going to be made, as well as information on how to resign from the CSA. If there's a charter, this should be linked to the contract. If there is not a charter yet, a code of conduct can be used. You can include a tick box in your contract to make sure the signer has read and understood the document. For more information, you can contact a local CSA network or visit urgency.net section CSA.